Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kumerai Fang, and it's time for the moment that I've been waiting for. I missed a lot of good music in 2015, and I regret that more than anything else. And with how disappointing 2016 turned out to be, I've been wanting to make this best list more and more each day. Going through the hits this year, I found songs I expected to make the list, I found songs I didn't expect to make the list, and I found songs that I ended up liking more than I thought I would. All pretty good signs of at least a decent year in pop music. Before we begin, just a few disclaimers we need to get out of the way. Last year I made a top 20 best songs released video for 2015, so any pop songs that you see on that list do not qualify for this one. Thank God there were no honorable mentions. And like last time, I'm mainly basing this list off of the year-end Hot 100 for 2015. If I can't remember a song that didn't make it, then that says more about the song's quality than anything I could say about it. And with that, these are my top 10 best hit songs of 2015.
I was a liar, I gave into the fire.
Number 10!
At least I'm being honest. Feel like a failure.
It's been a long day without you, my friend.
I remember when I first caught a glimpse of 2015's music. It was back when See You Again was at number 1, and to be real, I always sort of liked Charlie Puth's hook. I thought he was a fairly emotional singer. Mind you, this was long before I even heard of Marvin Gaye, number 11 worst hit of 2015, by the way. However, very shortly after I heard See You Again, a friend of mine called Charlie Puth a poor man's Sam Smith. Yeah, I see it.
You say I'm crazy.
I've heard people call this song as boring as elevator music, and well, first of all, this is the elevator music song that y'all let get popular.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
So I don't want to hear it. But yeah, this song, I really love it. A lot more than I thought it would, actually. The first thing I heard Sam Smith on was a James Bond theme. And like the song, I thought it and he were both overhyped and forgettable. But this song wasn't like that. It's weirdly immersive, actually. Again, not something I expected to say, because most of the melody is run by a piano. Guess that's the effect of listening to more Charlie Puth than Sam Smith, but either way, I'm very glad I found the song. Not only is the composition better than anything Puth's released, yeah, I know, big shocker, but the content is a step up as well. This song is about Smith realizing that his lover is cheating on him, but unlike, say, Meghan Trainor, who just go immediately for the breakup, Smith is wallowing in his own misery and can't really bring himself to leave just yet. It's a song that shows vulnerability, but it also has an alarming amount of control, something I prefer from Sam Smith. I'm actually really eager to see what he releases next. If I'm lucky, it'll be another hit.
I know I'm not the only one.
I know she gives you everything, but boy, I couldn't.
Number 9! Do you guys recall that I like suspenseful music? About that.
You got me in chains. You got me in chains for your love.
This song is fucking awesome. And I mean that more for the actual sound. Like You Don't Get Me High Anymore by Phantogram, the more the song builds up, the more it sounds like things are about to fall apart. But in all the good ways. And this song is about Nick, who I assume is in an abusive relationship. It's not explicitly put out there, but there's more than a few indicators that says that the relationship is unhealthy, yet Nick is in love with this girl and can't bring himself to leave her. And speaking of Nick Jonas, by God does he sound great on this song. It takes a lot for me to like this guy, which is why songs like Levels don't really work for me. It helps that he's not trying to go for that high falsetto that he has on Jealous. I feel like Nick performs a lot better in his middle range, and that's definitely true here. And then there's the drop. My God.
Trying to break the chains, but the chains only bring me.
This is the best part about the song. This is the best thing I've heard from Nick Jonas, and he's actually sticking around if Close was any indication, and I'm actually okay with that. Awesome song.
Trying to break the chains, but the chains only bring me.
Number 8.
The one who takes you home.
I was going to put this song on the list, but then I contemplated doing a 2014 list, and I decided I should reserve my thoughts on Centuries. So instead, here's the song's polar opposite.
I can move mountains, I can work a miracle, work a miracle. I'll keep you like.
Fun fact, I didn't always like this as much as I do. I mean, it's basically Fall Out Boy having fun, which I can appreciate, but it's also weird. You see, I'm sort of used to them sounding like, pricks. Come to think of it, that was always part of their charm. Which is why Uma Thurman was so weird the first few times through. I couldn't believe that this was Fall Out Boy. But hey, it's laid back, it's catchy, it's not trying to be anything else other than a fun song with some very out of place Uma Thurman references.
She wants to dance like Uma Thurman, bury me till I confess.
Yeah, those are only a bit disjointed. Still a fun song though. Number 7. Hello, obvious entry. Well, this landed lower on the list than I anticipated. Let's be clear here, this is a mess of a song, but unlike Downtown by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, it's a much more likable one. The elements in this song really shouldn't work well together. DJ Snake and Major Lazer couldn't be any different as producers. DJ Snake keeps the same synth effects for all of his songs.
Turn down for what?
While Major Lazer's production is much more heavily influenced by world music. And yet, together, they sound perfect.
Do you recall, not long ago, when you would walk on the sidewalk?
And speaking of out of place elements, there's Mia. I haven't heard a lot of songs with her, but her voice is definitely distinct, but that can be a good thing as much as it can be a bad thing. And with a voice like hers, with the lyrics she was given, and with how some of the lines were delivered, I legitimately thought that she would come off as annoying at times, but oh, thank God, am I wrong? She is amazing on this song. It's kind of alarming that I don't like this song more than I do, actually. I considered calling it perfect at one point. Just goes to show how good the year was, I guess.
Can't you forgive me, at least just temporarily?
Number 6.
My fault, I should have been more careful.
I considered this song for my top 5, but it had a lot of steep competition. It was close. And it has yet to get old. This song still packs a punch. Everything in it just works, you know? The drums, the acoustic guitar, the fuzz guitar. Yeah, not the best, but it's a guitar, and I don't get a lot of them on pop radio. Now, some people may tell you that Elle King sounds annoying after a while, and where I don't agree, how can you tell with everything that's going on around her? The vast majority of this song is bombast and loud, which suits Elle King well. Oh, and the video's controversial. Well, from a chick's perspective, this was only a matter of time. That doesn't make it right, of course, but in the context of the song, it just fits. It's a song about a woman teaching men to be better lovers, and Elle King has all the charisma and power to make me believe it. Number 5! This song needs no introduction.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold.
A lot of people feel like the song was overplayed. Probably was. I was never hit with it. I don't think I need to defend the song either. It's got a nice groove, it's filled with a lot of energy, and Bruno Mars is on point. He's a bit up his ass at times, but he just sounds like a guy who's having a good time, and I feel it. Not much else to say, really. It's awesome, it's awesome, it's awesome, and I fucking love it.
One more time, I promise
Number 4.
that I'll let you go. Baby, I don't care if you
I love rock music. Anyone who knows that about me would probably expect songs like Shut Up and Dance by Walk the Moon to make this list. And yeah, they're right.
Won't you dare look back? Just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said
I'm a sucker for an electric guitar, I really am. And this one's pretty refreshing. A lot of rock songs nowadays sound kind of dark and talk about a lot of emotional issues, which is all well and good, but a lot of these bands forget how to have fun. The entirety of this song is just one crazy rush. The guitars and drums are strong and energetic, the riffs have a poppy sort of distortion that I don't hear very often in music, and the bass has a really nice swing to it. And where I'm a sucker for a killer guitar, I'm even more impressed by good bass work. It also helps that the lead singer is kind of adorable. This is one of those moments of perfection kind of songs, where the narrator sees nothing but better days with the person he's with, even though this moment probably won't turn out being anything else than this moment. And the solo. A fucking guitar solo in the Hot 100! Serious question, why didn't these guys have another hit? This is more than just a blessing, this was an answer to a prayer!
stay with me a minute.
Number 3!
Cause I don't wanna.
Well, here's one I didn't expect.
I need you, 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 I need you.
Yeah, I put this above Lean On. Sorry. I will admit, this song is weird. The composition, the tone, everything sounds like it shouldn't fit, and some people would agree with that. But
Hey Kumerai, what are you doing?
oh, hi Rodrigo. I didn't see you there. I'm just
You weren't gonna talk about my favorite hit of the decade without me, right?
actually I was gonna call you for.
Well, it doesn't matter, I'm here anyway, so let's talk about why this is a slice of pop perfection. Where Are You Now is the song that revitalized Bieber's career and one that ultimately gets forgotten, and that's kind of a shame because this is a brilliant, untouchable masterpiece of music. I'm not even kidding when I say that. Everyone here put their A game into this. There's not a single weak link here. Bieber's more cold and emotionless voice really helps to point out the subtlety the song needs, because lyrically he is in a place of frustration, despair, sadness, and at times just flat out anger, and he shows that to me. His voice never soars in a powerful climax, it always stays behind and really drives the melancholy of the song home. It's incredibly hard-hitting. But let me state that Bieber's lyrics and vocal performance are not enough to make this a masterpiece, because then we have to get to the production and the instrumental, and my god, this is a masterclass. The tonal and mood shifts this song takes instrumentally are really something to behold. How this song consistently gets bigger and more complex leaves me speechless every time. Starting with the verses with that incredibly calm piano, understating the bitterness in Bieber's voice, accentuating it with distorted backing vocals when it's really needed, and then suddenly going for that drop, which is just fucking jaw-dropping, honestly. If the verses calmly reflected on the disappointment in Bieber's performance and lyrics, the drop is a representation of those, but far angrier and far more aggressive. The pitch-shifted melody that always tries to go higher but ends up going down, the unresolved progression in the bass, the synth that comes on in the second half that's more pulsing and stands out more, the trap hi-hats that come after that add even more tension. It's a sonic roller coaster of emotions. And may I just talk about how the second verse is impressive in all categories and beyond blows my mind every single time. How they add more detail to the arrangements and the vocal production, how they subtly add a melody of the drop into the verse, how Bieber's vocals are more shaky and uncertain, how they actually create a build up to the drop that's honestly majestic, how they drive that lyrical content home, repeating the same lines over and over, making the sentiment linger onto the audience even more, so when the drop comes, it hits even harder. Christ, what a song. What a fucking beautiful thing this is. Just everything done to perfection. This is one of my favorite songs of all time, if I'm being honest. Sorry. What were you gonna say, Kumerai?
You want to help me with the next song?
Sure. Yeah. What's the next song?
But it takes someone to come around.
Are you fucking kidding me?
She's the terror in my heart. I'm alive. She's the terror in my heart.
In case you guys forgot, Ride by 21 Pilots was on my worst hit songs list for 2016. Rodrigo was even less forgiving than I was.
21 Pilots are my hell, and I am very mad right now.
And although we have our differences about them, we can agree on at least two things. That the Blurry Face album was atrocious, and that this song is the best song on the entire record.
Yeah, as much as I want to deny it, this song really is a near masterpiece. That feels very wrong to say.
What was even more wrong was that out of all of 21 Pilots' hits, this is the one that flopped because this song is so much better than it should be. As a stickler for rock, I don't see many groups use a piano in place of guitars, and honestly, if there were any on this song, it would just throw off the tone. The piano in Tear in My Heart has a great amount of power and presence to it, but not in a way that throws off the sentiment of the song. The drums and bass are also really good here. Things that were problems on songs like Ride, The Judge, and Message Man just aren't present here.
Hell, one thing that they always sucked at was the synths and the tones of it. They're not a problem here either. The synth in the chorus sounds pretty good, it's not in the song for too long, and does its job quite well.
Especially in the chorus, although it helped that the song was actually produced well, because you listen to any number of songs off of the Blurry Face album, and chances are you'll hear
I didn't understand the thing you said, but didn't know better. I guess you're already dead.
a lot of shit like that.
And I'll be fucking damned, but Tyler isn't all that back here either.
The songs on the radio are okay.
I mean, for one, his vocals for the most part stay in that middle range of his, which really suits him. He actually doesn't start screaming for no discernible reason. He only does so in the final chorus, where the song is at its climax, which, yeah, there screaming actually fits.
Also the content. It fits with the album's concept, but it's done in a way that feels new. Like Tyler brought his relationship to a whole new level, and if I need to point out any part of the song to bring proof of that, it's the bridge.
You fell asleep in my car, I drove the whole time.
I am honestly shocked at how sincere this felt. I thought for sure this would sound cheesy, but it really works. I really feel Tyler's devotion here. Oh, and the video was great. I never thought I would find entertainment out of Tyler Joseph getting his ass handed to him.
That is a really satisfying scene to watch, I must say.
She's a car version.
Oh man, this is great.
Well, you know what they say. A scene where Tyler Joseph gets beat up a day keeps the doctor away.
Especially when the song isn't Ride. Thanks for the hand, Rodrigo.
Always glad to do backhanded compliments to 21 Pilots.
Than I've ever been.
Whew, boy, that was fun. Oh, here are some quick honorable mentions and guilty pleasures.
I just left the mall, I'm getting fly with my baby guy.
Sometimes you find songs you enjoy and you're not sure why. This is one of those times.
Baby, my heart could still fall less.
Ed Sheeran's so fucking cheesy. If this song had more going for it, it could have landed a spot on the list. I know people must be sick of Charlie Puth, but this song is still half decent, especially if Wiz Khalifa stays on topic. That's a new feat.
It's getting cold and you're not here. The future that we hold.
I like this song. Shut up.
So it's gonna be forever, or it's gonna go down in flames.
Now this song has a nice bite. It's not overly great musically. Honestly, the only reason I like the song so much is because of the Punkos pop cover.
So it's gonna be forever, or it's gonna go down in flames.
Now this is a fucking masterpiece and I won't hear from anyone about it.
Take me to church, I worship like a dog at the shrine of your life.
It's a grower, it really is. I'll probably like this more after I finish editing this video, but it's okay at this point.
I keep going to forever to pray.
A song about a woman afraid to love with some pretty chilling production to boot. Nice.
In the night she hears it calling.
A part of me was mad that I forgot about the song from my 2016 list, but it charted in 2015, so I gave it a second chance. Can't say I didn't try, guys.
I can feel my face when I'm with you.
I'm not sure how much I like The Weeknd. The song is great, don't get me wrong, but it didn't hit me hard enough to make it. There are people who hate this song. I don't get why. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best performance she's given us. The only issue I have is the pre-chorus. Hey, an electric guitar is not enough to pull your weight, Demi. A lot of people who follow me on Twitter expected this song to make my best list. So did I, to be honest, but where I like it, I don't love it. Well, I think this is enough. Back to the list. Number 1. I remember back in January watching the Double Agents 2015 ranked video. It was the first time I was exposed to this song, and at the time, I thought it was interesting enough to look into. When I first heard this song, I thought it was sweet and more than a bit underrated in my book. And as time went on, I began to like it more and more. So when I embarked on this project, I knew it was going to make the list, but I did not expect it to be my number 1. Mainly because when I use phrases to describe my favorite songs, pure bliss is not one of the first things that come to mind. I need you guys to try and understand that, because when I tell you that Chris Brown is the best part about this song, I mean it with every fiber in my being.
Is you drunk? Is you had enough?
I really do. I cannot get enough of this hook. It always brought me back to this song, and it never got old. I seem to like Chris Brown more when he's collaborating with Nicki Minaj, and this time is no exception. Also, this production is just so soothing. Like, even when the beat picks up in the verses, it's never done in a way that's overpowering, but it's done just enough where you feel the emotions in the song intensify. And on that note, I should probably address the elephant in the room. Yes, I know, Meek Mill and Nicki Minaj aren't a couple anymore. Nicki just released a song about their breakup, actually, and there wasn't anything else noteworthy about it. But their chemistry here is more than evident. It's not the story of how they met, but it is the story of two people who fell in love, and it sounds like it. Say what you want about Meek Mill here, I don't care that I can't understand him at points. The man sounds like he's head over heels for Nicki, and I like that. His pre-chorus is especially enjoyable, more so after Nicki's verse.
My name Nick. New York in this bitch.
And speaking of Nicki, dear God, I love her here. I haven't been able to get into any of her recent material. She's doing better with Ariana Grande than she is by herself nowadays.
Now it's all eyes on us, and it's all lies on trust.
I do like that there's a mixture of truth and story throughout the song, and I especially like how the two of them are taking their new relationship seriously. Not to mention the final hook where Nicki takes over some of the lines for Chris, and the two of them just seem to fit so well together.
If you ain't but what we gon' do? If you ain't gon' need it, baby.
The outro, though not my favorite part of the song, is where the sense of bliss comes from.
She was the best.
He was the realest.
Meek and Nicki just repeat some of their previous lines, with Chris Brown's ad-libs coming in a couple times, ending with the instrumentation fading the song out. Just a beautiful song, through and through, and my personal pick for Best Hit Song for 2015. And that finishes the second part of my 2015 specials. Be sure to keep a lookout for my top 5 guilty pleasure hits of 2015. But until then, I'm Kumerai Fang, and as always, I hope to see you next time. See ya!